stupid thing. Keeps changing my mic setting. And then I'm going to hit play. Okay, this one is working.
There we go.
Why is my microphone setting constantly sliding on its own? Stop doing that. I don't know why that's happening. Oh, also, I have this stupid thing muted. Okay. The video image to us might look a bit choppy on this player, but at least it's working, so the power of the Force Master is preventing you from escaping. Welcome back to Devil May Cry 4 Lady and Trish mode. This is post-commentary because our previous commentary got kind of destroyed. We thought...
Yep.
Would you like to explain the problem, Mark?
So... At first, we thought we had figured it out because we thought that it was a setting in Audacity and noise removal called residue. And that was causing trouble for the Kirby recording, but it was actually a completely separate issue, and we didn't realize it until we recorded a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a cord. It was an extension cord that had gone bad.
Mm-hmm. And I still have no idea why my computer keeps changing around my microphone settings. Also, we're doing this post-recording online, and we're doing screen share, and the player I'm using is extremely choppy looking, but the actual core video is not this bad.
It's like at the bare minimum of what would be required for commentary, I think.
Yeah, we can tell what's going on. You're trying out new combos with Trish. I'm trying to tell you how to do certain things. Around this point, I think I was like, hand me the controller. Yeah, this is when you're handing me the controller, and I'm trying to do something, but I think I keep pressing the wrong... No, wait. You haven't handed me the controller yet. I'm telling you to use lock on forward gun, and you keep pressing like everything but the gun button for some reason. And then Trish starts using those missile launchers, and I was like, wait, is it forward gun? So eventually we're gonna hit up the pause menu to try to figure out what exactly is going on here, because we're trying to learn how to use Trish's version of the giant fuck-off laser, because she has a giant fuck-off laser, so we're trying to figure out how to use that. So we end up going to skill list, Pandora.
This is a bit awkward to do post-recording for the parts where we're just trying to figure stuff out in the game.
Yeah, and then when I read the thing that says back to forward, like, you had cut me off when I said back to forward, because I started saying back to forward, and you were like, oh, it's back! And I'm like, no, it's back to forward. It's like you didn't let me finish. Yeah, the usual Devil May Cry, hold down the lock one button, and then press a direction plus the attack button of your desire.
Get ready to see a lot of that big beam attack, folks. I love it.
At this point, we're trying to figure out why it's not working, and eventually we figure out that it takes from Trish's devil trigger gauge, rather than
that's right.
rather than the Pandora having its.
She doesn't have that one gauge.
Yeah, which is weird because that gauge goes in between the two health bars anyways, so they could have given her one, but they didn't. And then we were commenting on the two different types of missile launchers, one that launches 3 missiles horizontally, and one that launches 3 missiles stacked on top of each other vertically.
Mm-hmm.
Windswept valley, Valley. There would have been something up there, but Lady already got to it.
Okay, here we go.
I can't remember if it was this video or the next video afterwards when I'm sort of like, are you using your delay attacks? And you're like, oh, right, that's a thing.
I can never get used to no matter how many... That's the one thing about Devil May Cry games that I can never get used to is the delay attacks, because it's such a strange mechanic to me.
It's a way of maximizing how many attacks you have with a single button. The funny thing is, I remember before we even started this show, like some years ago, I saw you playing Devil May Cry 3 once, and you actually explained to me the delay attack mechanic, and you went the wrong way again. Like, dude, stop going through that door, there's nothing there.
You were saying?
But yeah, I remember one time, long before our show started, you had showed me, or you were playing Devil May Cry 3 once just on your own, and I came over for something. I don't remember what, like, I don't remember the exact reason, but, you know, we've been friends long before the show even started, so it could have been like a birthday, or I don't remember exactly why, but I came over once, you were playing Devil May Cry 3, and you actually explained the delay attack mechanic to me. And that was years ago, and now it's like, I can't remember that it's there. It's like, you were the one who told me about it!
That is really weird.
I guess past Mark could wrap his head around it better than present Mark can. Maybe it's because at that time you hadn't played as many games like Devil May Cry, and...
That's true. I don't think I had played too many games like this at that time.
And so, it was a unique mechanic that stuck in your mind, but then you've played other games since then.
And, like, nothing else did that.
I'll admit, I sometimes forget about it too. But it's one of the ways they made the combat a little bit deeper and more complex while still maintaining a single button.
And that they honestly could include this mechanic in several other games like this, to be honest.
I would love to see a Zelda game include this sort of thing. Zelda games always use just a single button for melee combat.
Yeah.
I'm like, you went the wrong way.
What?
I think it took us a while to figure out that we had to go back the way we were initially and go like underneath that bridge. Yeah, that purple mist right there that can be seen on the screen right now. That's the one that we need to find. That's the one we need to go through.
Well, Trish isn't, like, as good as fighting these guys as Lady is, but she's still pretty good at it.
I think they modified Trish's guns to be able to strip them of their cloak faster than Dante's equivalent, because Dante has, like, a rapid fire attack he can use as well as a charged fire attack. Trish doesn't have either of those, although I think she should at least have a charge fire mechanic, but she doesn't. So it's kind of like, to compromise, I guess, they modified it so that her guns strip them of their cloaks faster.
Yeah.
Than other characters, because, like, I mean, Lady has a rapid fire attack she can use with her pistols, as well as that charge fire attack that does the explosion on contact and then a secondary explosion after the fact. Something that I often forget about. Nero has can charge up his weird double revolver, and you know that does like a really powerful shot. Not an explosion, but still a powerful shot with a secondary explosion, with a delayed explosion afterwards, and that'll take them out. Plus, Nero can use his Devil Bringer, the extendy grabby hand of his. Yeah. He can use that to strip them of their cloaks as well. I think the character that actually has the biggest problems with those guys is Virgil.
Huh.
Because his summon swords don't strip them of their cloaks as quickly. Virgil...
Oh, great.
With Virgil, your best bet is to not even try to strip their cloaks, but rather... The better tactic with him is to try to just engage them in the air by using his teleport maneuver to just keep himself in the air, and then, like, when they go to attack you, teleport to sort of do, like, an air dodge, and then just keep doing air combos with his Yamato.
Wow. We had a whole year of Virgil not being a playable character.
Yeah.
Well, though, considering Devil May Cry 2, we might have dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. One thing I mentioned in the original recording is how pretty much every character in this game is some sort of, like, fighting game archetype. Okay, yeah, this is just the stupid Lost Woods again, where you have to go the opposite direction of the DM shadow. So if the shadow is going towards you, you go away from it, and even if that means going literally back the way you came, that's what you gotta do. And speaking of having to go back the way you came, that looks like what you have to do here.
Now, that's one part that really confused me. 'Cause I got the whole, you gotta go a certain way of your shadow, but what confused me was going back. Because, like...
By all accounts, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, does... I feel like the Lost Woods, most of the time, doesn't do that. At least the first time.
It doesn't, but,
Yeah, that's probably what confused me, because I'm used to Lost Woods logic.
That was very... That seemed like it's very much based on Legend of Zelda 1 Lost Woods.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Devil May Cry does have quite a few Zelda-esque influences. It's clear to me that the original creator, who was also the creator of Bayonetta, was a fan of Zelda games. I mean, if he wasn't, he wouldn't have made Okami. I don't think. But even things like the blue orbs are kind of like heart pieces. Here you're trying to use the laser and the back forward thing isn't quite working because sometimes it's very finicky about that input. And then you're just like, laser!
Oh, yeah. Oh. But yeah, I do ruin the end of it, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. You could have almost had an ending as epic as Lady's, but... Now, this is just asking for a lasering. Or...
Yeah, I mean, she's right on the ground. Boom! Oh! I tried it, too. And I was just like, oh, fuck it, just slash her. And then she's like, no.
I'm like, Beyblade her! Beyblade her! Oh, damn it. Anyways, as I was saying, pretty much every character in this game is like a fighting game archetype. Nero is basically your grappler. Lady is what I would...
Damn! I set that up like... Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it was like, she was already dead. Why did you jump up? You could have had the ending where she goes, kaplunk.
Flop.
But nope.
But man, that laser... Laser!
Yep. You might not have a giant missile launcher, but you got a laser. And you do.
And that laser does a ton of damage.
And you do have missile launchers, you just don't have...
I'm like, where's the... Just look at the map.
Yep. I was like... Oh, I remember I was trying to guide you. I was like, okay, down and to the left. No, wait, you went too far. No, turn around and... Daggone it, Mark!
Sack.
What a sack of shit. Audacity, will you stop moving my microphone settings? Stop doing that.
Gotta be honest, I keep looking at our rankings and I'm like, if this were Devil May Cry 3, we would have gotten a much more... That's what I feel like.
Devil May Cry 3, I think, is the most, Devil May Cry 2, I think, is the most unfair when it comes to its ranking system.
I think I usually get Bs in Devil May Cry 3, or at least in the recordings, and that would equate to an A in this game.
Yeah. Devil May Cry 2 is, like, unrealistic with the shit they want you to do half the time. In its scoring system.
Faults! The faults lie in the faults, not in the stars. Hey, give me the stuff. Give me the stuff.
There's the stuff. You got like the stuff. You got the stuff. Yeah, you got the stuff.
You got the stuff.
You got the... Like, so as I was saying, Nero is basically like a grappler. Dante's a stance character, which is a character that can change their stance or play style mid-battle. One example of a stance character for Smash Brothers players is Shulk and his different Monado arts. Although, in that case, he's just changing his stats, not his moveset.
Yeah.
Another example of a stance character would be someone like in the older Smash games when Zelda and Sheik could transform into different characters, or like current Smash game where Pyra and Mithra can change between each other. That's like another example of a stance. That's probably the more common, not changing into a completely different character necessarily, but changing up their move style, and Dante qualifies for that mostly because of his different styles that he can change between. That completely change up how you, like, how you do things with him. Lady is a zoner, which is a fighting game character that relies mostly on ranged attacks, so think like Samus in Smash Brothers, or Dalsim, or however you pronounce it, Stretchy Arm Boy from Street Fighter. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He's the classic zoner.
I keep calling the dang Sparta back to me, because I'm so used to, like, you know, going from a stinger into, like, a sword combo.
Yeah, I think They should not have made Round Trip use the Stinger input. I think that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, it confuses me when I'm playing.
I've seen you use Round Trip several times, and I'm like, are you expecting a Stinger? Because she doesn't have one in this game. She should, but she doesn't. But she should, but she doesn't.
I'm like, get out of my way, tree!
One good thing about her Round Trip, though, is that when it hit... Because this level has Chimera Seeds that are trying to attach themselves to the assaults, when that Round Trip hits one of the assaults, it creates this giant vortex of death around them. So any Chimera Seeds that try to approach get caught up in that as they're already trying to head towards them. I love that. I forgot about that. You were doing the Round Trip, and I think you started doing Trish's Beyblade spin. Her little Sanji kick spin of lightning. And a Fault just appeared right on top of you, tried to nab you, but got caught up in all of that and was like, "Oh, I'm dead!"
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I think this might be the area... Yeah, this is the area where the folk finally gets me.
It's all your fault.
Damn you, Fault! I remember I was trying to come up with, like, a name for the episode that they showed up in. And I was like, dang it, I don't know what to call this episode. What's the name of this thing?
Fault.
Oh, I can do something with that.
Yep.
Man, I can't believe we used to name episodes immediately after recording them.
Hey, sometimes I already have shit in mind. Sometimes I know a game so well before I start recording it that I already have like a specific name for a specific thing in mind based on like what's going to happen in the story or something.
And sometimes it kind of happens in the middle of the episode where we're just like, oh, we should name it this, like, as we're recording it.
Mm-hmm. There's Trish goes again, trying to use her Round Trip.
Yeah. But, oh,
Mid-air
yeah, mid-air
laser!
laser!
Oh, and that's when I was trying to tell you to use...
I really don't do that much. I usually use that on the ground.
I was talking about the one where you drag the enemy to you with your...
Oh, yeah.
With your sword. I was trying to tell you to, like, use different attacks. Trish has some rather interesting intricacies that make her not the easiest character to use. But she's fun once you get the hang of her. She's fun once you know how to handle her.
Look out for the Fault! The hell was that?
That was an escape from Fault Mountain.
Escape from Fault Mountain. Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah, she kind of does have a bit of like a Stinger type move with her fist when Round Trip is active.
Honestly, a few of these I'm just doing it by accident. These lasers.
Yeah.
But whatever works.
I mean, hey, if it looks cool, you know.
I'm about to fall off the cliff for a second. I was like, oh, camera!
Oh, the camera. Oh, the camera.
So, does Devil May Cry 5 still do this camera work?
No, it completely got rid of it.
Oh, thank God. I don't know why. I mean, I kind of understood it in, like, everything up to 3. But then, like, after 3, it was like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
This is on the damn 360 and PS3. Why are we still doing this fixed camera bullshit?
At least with 3, they introduced arenas where you can freely move the camera, and most of the time fights would take place in those. Though you still had some fights that happened in prefix camera bullshit. In this game, I think I think there's only like 1 or 2 fights that happen in like prefix camera bullshit, and even then the camera angle is actually optimally designed for once.
Alright.
Yeah, it's in this upcoming level that I'm like, try using your delay combos.
S-B-A Spa.
We're going to the spa, yeah! You know how many times I sit there looking at your Proud Souls counting up and I'm just thinking, Mark, press the button, just skip it, press the button, what are you doing? Yes, and we came back out here to switch to the Gloria costume, because this is where, well, it's not in this building, it's directly outside of it, but this is where she met Nero in the main story, in this disguise. So it's like,
go in and be like, don't have enough, let's continue.
Sometimes it be that way. Oh yeah, I am hungry.
Every time, I haven't memorized what color is for what character, so every time I come across these things, I'm like, who's who?
Yellow is Trish, white is Lady, purplish blue is Nero, red is Dante, and blue is Virgil. Of course, in Virgil's case, he can just... because he's the only character that goes through his campaign, all of these things are set up just for him. So if you played as Virgil first, you'd be able to get a bunch of these long before you ever unlocked Dante or Trish in their respective playthroughs.
Mm-hmm. Man, do I really like these so much more than the ones in 3.
Because the ones in 3 were set up for specific weapons, not specific characters, so you had to get your style gauge up without changing weapon, and you couldn't shoot them. Here, though, you can use your full range of abilities and attacks. And these are, in my opinion, like, the ones in 3 were to show that you had mastery over a single weapon, which is nice. But this shows that you have a mastery over the combat system as a whole, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you hand me the controller at some point and you're like, I'm done with this, Mike. Just...
is this the one where you have to get the maximum style?
No, you only have to get double S for this one, not triple S, but... Yeah.
I think it might be the triple S one where I'm like, oh, fuck it, here.
Excuse me. Sorry for the yawning.
This is taking a while.
Yeah, getting that double S takes a while.
Oh, whipping out the laser, I see.
It's like, no matter what you're doing... oh, yeah, you passed me the controller.
Here.
That's barely moving the thing. There you go.
There.
I punched the ground and caused an explosion. That rocktified its socks off. It's a blind blitzer! Oh, I think you wanted to...
I don't have any devil trigger gauge.
I think you wanted to use the laser, and it's like, oh, right, because you used it on that thing outside.
Which, by the way, didn't even give me that much style.
Yeah. By the way, the handguns that Trish uses are loose and ombre, or however that's pronounced. Those were the handguns that Sparta used.
Wow, she's really going in on that Sparta stuff, huh?
Oh, I mean, she does look like his dead wife.
Yeah.
That's gotta be weird.
I should have put the one to figure out soul with light. Is he doing the right? Yeah, get out of there, man. Get out of there.
You managed to get some double trigger gauge, and then you...
And then I use the beam on him when he can't be,
hurt. And then he grabs you, and he's trying to take you with him, but that's just filling up your devil trigger gauge, and then you're like, zippity zappity, I'm out of here.
I can't remember why I paused there, but whatever.
I think we were saying some stuff or whatever. That, or you were trying to figure out which way you needed to go. Like, wait, which way did I come from? The first was completely shrouded by the ice wall, destroy the magical barrier,
blah blah blah, and
blah blah blah, yakety smackety.
And the camera's just shifting, and I'm just like, what is happening?
You're like, why can't I get up there? And I'm like, that's because that's for Lady to do.
I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I just won't get the stuff then.
But Lady already got the stuff.
And then you're like, you're taking the long way around.
Yes, I did say that. I was going to bring that up, but then you brought it up. So, now I can't put it down. Now that it's up.
And then I'm just like, yay! Yay, I can break stuff! Woo!
Stuff to break! Woo!
This is awesome! Boom!
Why do we like breaking stuff in video games? Other than the fact that it just kind of makes the things we break shark video game money.
We'll have to play Rampage at some point.
You mean the old Midway arcade game?
Yeah.
Which version?
I have no idea. It's time to fight!
Oh yeah. You said that in the original recording. And then I started going. Because that's the name of the main battle theme in Xenoblade Chronicles. So I tried to, you know. Okay. You're like, air combo with nobody around me, shooting guns! Yes!
These guys. I don't know why, but it just feels satisfying to beat these guys up.
I think it's the way they fall to pieces, or maybe it's because these are some of the more challenging enemies in the game. So, when you get to a point where you can, like...
When you, like, get behind them or break their shield, you're like, yes! I get to fuck you up now!
Mm-hmm. They're one of the harder enemy types in the game, and when you get to a point where you can just completely trash them, it's so satisfying. It's kind of like...
I'm just like, get back here!
It's kind of like in the first 3D Ninja Gaiden game, when you get to the point where you can basically trash spider ninjas.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just love that moment there where I'm like, oh, it's like, oh, redstone! And then, like, almost fall into the pit. I'm like, okay, let me just slowly back up here, and I'm gonna run. Oh, camera!
Camera. Oh, yeah.
The camera just keeps throwing me off, man. I'm like, whoa, I'm here, and now I'm there. Oh, yeah, okay.
Secret mission. War of Attrition.
I will definitely complete this.
Completely fail it. You're like, let's give this the good old college try. Fail.
And I lose.
And then it's like, okay then,
Looks like I flunked out of college.
looks like I flunked out of college. No harm done, especially these days. Anyways,
Oh yeah, I think here you're like, wait, isn't there like something I can break? I mean, not that.
You
is this
keep...
the room where there's like... no, I think I might be thinking of something else.
You keep trying to break those, and then I'm like... oh yeah, you have to go around this way, and then go... Yeah, you really have to take a extremely roundabout way to the damn frog.
Yeah.
And some of these camera angles feel like they were not designed for you to go backwards.
Yeah, it's just like, why am I running towards the camera here? This feels weird.
Although, you did that in Devil May Cry 1. And it was dumb there too.
So...
In fact, you did it a lot more.
So, like, what the... So what are people's opinions on this game and 5, actually? Because I know people love 3.
This game is considered This game is considered really good. This game is considered not as good as 3, but like generally at least as good as 1, if not better than 1. I don't.
Oh, isn't it coming up when the blade comes down? I think this is pretty funny. Or is this not it?
Oh, I think you're thinking of the battle in the streets.
Oh, yeah, it happens later.
That happens next episode, actually. I was telling you about that particular version of Round Trip, which draws enemies into you.
Which I think I used that a few times, usually when you tell me to. It's like, hey, use that one. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, it worked.
Hey, it worked. Well, of course it did. I told you to do it. I'm not conceited at all. The frog's like, hell, she'll never get to me with my barriers of ice and convoluted have-to-go-aroundness.
I heard that car.
the fuck was that? And I'm like, I think these guys are weak to bare knuckle. I also find it funny that her fisticuff attacks is called bare knuckle. You know that's the Japanese name for Streets of Rage, right?
Yeah.
Bare knuckle! Bare knuckle!
Well, that fight didn't last long.
I'm sorry, was there a fight there? I think I blinked.
Speaking of blinking, go in here. What? What the? Why is there a pit every time the camera changes?
I'm like, go into the pit.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't know! I wish the game would make it more obvious. Bing, bang, boom, bam!
Activation, begin.
Not only are we doing this because of the bad audio quality, but we're also doing... It wasn't just bad audio quality, it was also that the audio somehow got out of sync with the video.
Oh.
Like, the audio track is like 4 or 5 minutes shorter than the video track.
Oh yeah, I'm trying out those delayed attacks.
Yeah. Chink. The way the sword... I like how in her attacks the sword... You know how, like, she stabs the sword forward and then it extends outward?
Uh-huh.
It kind of reminds me of, like, Shulk's smash attacks in Smash Brothers. Where he, like, thrusts the Monado forward and then it, like, opens and the blade comes out.
Yeah.
In fact, I would almost go as far to say that maybe those smash attacks were actually inspired by the Sparta sword from Devil May Cry. And the only reason I say that... Oh, I love that golf swing. Nice shot.
Yeah, I'm still trying...
It's like,
I don't know why I had more trouble with that one than the sword delayed combo.
It's because the delay comes after the second attack. The sword, delay comes... The sword, it's attack, delay, and then just hit attack. This one, it's attack, delay, and then go nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about delayed attacks? One of my biggest pet peeves with Trish is how she uses Sparta in her bare knuckle combos. Like, don't do that, please. I wish that they had set it up more like Bayonetta, where it's like, if you want to do a combo like that, you have to switch. I think I was combining switch and swap. Switch and swap. Oh, it sounds like stop and swap. Anyways, where you'd have to switch between the bare knuckle and Sparta buttons.
Right.
Oh, I would love to see you try Bayonetta's combat. Because not only does it have delayed attacks, because of course it does, but you have 2 attack buttons. The punch, basically the punch button and the kick button, essentially.
Ow, 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 ow,
And
ow.
on top of that, you have combos where you have to mix both buttons and while having the delay inputs.
Yeah. By the way, this battle is a pretty interesting thing that happens. It's coming up.
Yeah, it's at
on.
the end. This end. You asked for it.
This is it. And
You
it's like, he's
especially-
behind me. He's to the side of me.
He's right
And
in
then,
front.
boom, the idiot goes right into it.
Well, she's right. He did ask for it. He went right into it.
And then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
Zappy, 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 zappy. Ah! This...
I'm like, no, stay away.
This
stay away
honestly
from me.
reminds me of the shadow enemies from the first game, where once they're dead, they turn red, dart around really violently, and try to take you with them, and then explode.
Oh, I have no doubt that they got this idea for this enemy from that enemy.
Except, in the case of the shadow enemies, though, if you have the health to tank it, it's actually better to let them grab you and explode, because they always leave behind a large health item on every difficulty.
This guy doesn't do that.
No, instead he grabs you and then starts shocking you before the explosion, which fills up your devil trigger meter, which allows you to devil trigger and get out of there.
Yeah.
Also, Devil May Cry 1 didn't have a ranking for how much damage you took. Actually, this one doesn't have a ranking for how much damage you take. Devil May Cry 2 and 3 do, but this one does not rank you on the damage that you've taken.
I think you're telling me, you're not telling me to attack the statues or something. Or that's that specific.
I was like, those statues. No, wait, you went past them.
I'm like...
those statues.
Because from that angle, they don't look like statues. They look like pillars.
The statue
from
pillars.
The angle of going up the stairs. Because I was like, what are you talking about? There's just a couple of pillars. Oh, on the pillars.
Oh.
Oh.
And then
Ranking makes me feel good.
Oh yeah, I was like, I think there's a secret hidden orb cache around here. I was like, I think it's on there, and no, that's the wrong one.
And then I'm like, wait, is there another one of these?
I don't really remember.
Like, how about this one?
Oh yeah, maybe it's that. Oh yeah, it's that one. Okay, now you're good. now you can go fight the frog boss.
It's funny remembering the exact stuff we said. Or close enough.
Oh, I never finished mentioning the fighting game archetypes that each character is. So, Trish here is the fighting game archetype known as a Shota, which is which gets its name based on the martial arts that Ryu and Ken use, which is essentially a jack of all trades but a master of none. She has tools in her kit that lets her do just about everything, but she's not like super great at certain things. Round Trip is like the perfect move for these two, for these little lures.
Yeah.
Especially if you Beyblade yourself afterwards.
Ooh, alright, nice jump dodge. Let's go.
Jump dodge!
Jump dodge!
It's not as good as bat dodge.
I can't remember if I whip out the laser against this guy or not.
I think you were trying to. No, I think I was trying to encourage you to use your delayed attacks more.
And then he's dead.
Yes. S-B-A. We're going back to the spa. Hooray!
It's like a spa, except it's where old people go and they think it's rubbish. That's why they call it spa.
Sparta.
Bah.
Sparta.
Grandpa, do you want to go to the spa? Bah.
Oh, I think you were checking the time, and I was like, hey, you got time for one more mission.
And I'm like, okay.
Pass mark, move the mouse. Pass mark, move the mouse. Pass mark, move the mouse. God damn it, pass mark. See what your past self did?
Oh no, not on the menu screen. The most sacred of all gameplay elements.
Gosh, dang it. I don't think you...
How long does it take you to notice that it's there?
I can't see it because you have the screen practically covered. So I don't think I notice. I think you have that for the rest of the video. Because you never set up the window properly for this. Like, get that door right there. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think that mouse is going to be there for the rest of the ride.
Ah, for fuck's sake. I thought we tried to set it up to get rid of the mouse, and it didn't work. I mean, in the checkboxes.
Oh no, you have to change that for each individual recording element.
Right.
There's not a universal don't capture the mouse. It's hold on, I'm pulling up OBS right now.
Well, there should be.
Yeah, there isn't. When you the different the different sources, like you have to click on the different capture source, and then click the gear that says properties, and then in that I think is don't, or maybe it's not in that. I don't know.
Because I know we've tried to turn that off before.
We have configure cross. Deactivate will not show.
Funny. If that letterbox effect was there the entire gameplay, you could just put a little black box and no one would notice.
Window capture. Oh yeah, it is in the individual capture sources. The issue I was having was that I was looking at capture game card.
Well, we should just go and do that for all of them.
Sometimes it's good to capture the I think when you did Plants vs. Zombies, it was a good thing that you captured the mouse, because that's a good chunk of the gameplay is moving the mouse to drag and drop shit.
I'm still sad we got such terrible audio voice quality on that series. That game, rather.
Oh, it wasn't
I don't
that.
No intention to playing any of the other games.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I've heard...
It's like... That and Sonic Classic Heroes both had some audio problems.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course the first episode of Tales Adventure, or was it the first
3?
couple? I can't remember. Tales Adventure.
It was the first 3 episodes of Tales Adventures.
Had some real gain issues back then.
Hmm. We also had some audio issues in some of the later parts of Spectro Absorptions, actually. That was recorded around the same time. Was the ice planet during that game. Knights and flying swords.
Oh yeah, these things were coming around, and I was like, sword, 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 like the seagulls in Finding Nemo.
Sword, sword, sword,
sword, sword.
Shut up!
Or hell, even like the what was it called? What did they say? Those gnomes that shot like laser beams in Infinity Train. I can't remember. Spell. They'd always say spell.
Well, he got cross-spelled with the cross of lightning kicks. Don't cross the stream, kids. Don't cross the stream and don't leave your mouse on screen. Well, we failed at least one of those. It was like, where are you going? Jump through the broken glass window, damn it. Thank you.
And then you're like, hey, there's a hidden catch. Cash, yeah, there you go.
Cachet!
Like, give me the stairs. I want the stairs. But first, barrels.
It's like, stairs, no barrels, no stairs, no barrels. Stairs, barrels, stairs, barrels. Sterols!
Just change stairs to ladder and you pretty much got Donkey Kong.
Ladder, barrel, ladder, barrel, ladder, barrel. Ladder, barrel, ladder, barrel, ladder, barrel. Monkey, monkey. Ladder, barrel, ladder, barrel. Ladder, barrel. Monkey, monkey. Oh, it's a ball of fireball. Okay, stop spin kicking nothing in the air. Oh, I think you're trying to do like the dive kick that leaves behind the lightning, and I'm like, you have to press the button without pressing any direction in the air.
Boop-a-doop. Yeah! Hey! I was doing something to you! Stop it! Oh, he did.
You stop doing everything.
And I'm like, get back here! Well, as a big fan of return weapons, I guess that counts as a return weapon.
Yeah, it does. And then you go back. I'm like,
where's the opening?
Go back. You keep passing it. It's hard to see, but because of the camera.
Oh, there it is.
It's because of the camera angle and because of this green fart gas.
Green fart gas. Wah!
Wario has competition.
Speaking of Wario, you know what I always wanted to do as a casual weekend?
What?
There's like a Pictionary game included in the Wario Wii U game.
Oh.
I always thought that would be a fun thing to do for a casual weekend.
WarioWare in and of itself would make for a great kit. We could make a WarioWare series.
WarioWare is funny because it could be a casual weekend or it could be like its own series too.
Why not both?
Yeah. Welcome to the Casual Weekend Regular Series with parts. Wait, what?
Oh, we started doing that with Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's kind of what Animal Crossing has become.
What has Animal Crossing become? A casual weekend's regular. Oh yeah.
You know what? I wonder why, but like for a second there, when I was stuck in a corner against that guy, all I could think in my head was, laser it, laser it, laser it, laser it, laser it, laser it, laser it.
I think I was trying to tell you to use the Beyblade spin kick, but you can't.
I think I do start using that more often eventually.
In the next episode, you do.
I think one of my problems is I just like holding down the. I think I just on what's the word? On just habit, end up holding down the forward button when I attack for some reason.
Well, you mean forward on the analog stick, not the forward button.
Yeah, not the forward button.
What's the forward button, Mark?
That's on the Switch Joy-Con, right? The forward button? Or the up button, rather?
Yes. the thing that you kept calling a C button.
Well, it's not my fault when they put it in a yellow. Like, what's that? It's a yellow button with an arrow? That's gotta be related to the N64, right? No other controller does that.
Technically, you're right. It's just that it's just that tutorial highlights all buttons of interest in yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow. By eliminating its source, the magical barrier of ice has been melted. This room should be flooded. With all the ice that was in here, this room should be flooded. This should be, like, water damaged.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already got a crap ton of normal damage. Oh yeah, I was mentioning, there is never any point where you fight anything in this room. And you were like, wait, really? That's weird.
I think that's why I stalled for a second. I was like, wait, what?
It's not really a thing I ever think about, but it was like a realization that I had. Like, this is a pretty big... I was like, that's a pretty big room. You know, pretty nice, chunky, open room, and you never have any fights in it.
I was like, that was a lot of fireballs all at once, I must say.
Firebolts and lightning, very, very frightening to them.
Hey, what's up? Ow.
Laboratories.
Okay, stutter in the video for a second.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Is that boom coming up in... Is that part of this recording with your computer, or is that... Or are people messaging you?
Wait. Settings. Well, actually, I'll just turn make sure that I turn that off in a volume mixer. There we go. Now there shouldn't be any issue.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were looking around for the damn stairs, and I was like, "That." You're like, where am I going?
It's like, go up the stairs. I'm like, what stairs? Like, well, they're quite obviously the stairs that barely exist, connected to the BP chunks of mountain. Of course, I mean, duh.
Obviously.
I'm like, okay, there are stairs. I count this as stairs. And no stairs, and back to stairs. There we go.
What was so hard about that? I don't get it. Oh yeah, in regards to the whole audio-video, like, desyncing thing, it's not out of the ordinary for...
I was recording with Mike for a few minutes. Okay.
Oh, there... Oh.
Yep.
Trish just did the Beyblade thing.
Oh, yeah.
What was that interruption all about?
Jake just got home.
Oh. Okay.
And I was like, I'm recording something with Mike. Talk to you in a minute.
Second mining area.
Dropping down, dropping down.
Going the wrong way.
There's nothing over there.
You gotta go over there. The camera
Even
fucks
if the
you
camera
over.
doesn't want me to.
And I'm like, wait a minute, go back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
I got to get the
not that
thing.
way. That way, there you go. To the left. I was like, there you go.
Get me!
I think at that point you're just like, wow, it's just a straight up Beyblade. And I'm
I
like,
think I left my weapon. Oh, there it is.
and I'm like, she's more like a Beyblade.
Alright, time to beat you up.
By spinning in the air with the greatest of ease. with the lightning dive kick and the round trip, Trish has a lot of like passive damage that happens on top of what she's already doing.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's just like, "Oh, will you stop that?"
I have had enough!
It's like, "Oh, would you just fuck off already? Stop it." Yeah, fire go burr.
And I'm just like, hey, I just want to round trip you and flip in your head. What's the problem?
Stop round tripping and flipping. Stop round flipping.
And then I'm just like, oh, I'll just shoot him. There we go.
Spin it to win it.
Get him!
And he's
get
just
him,
like,
yeah!
will you stop? Oh, why?
Why can't I win?
Oh, my face. My not so beautiful face.
And that's the last mission of this video.
Yup. SBA.
We're going back to the spa!
Ah! What the fuck? That's
Okay, well, that's the video, everybody. Again.
Yep. I need to get something to eat.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Do all the liking and the commenting and the subscribing and the clicking on the things that show up on the end screen.
Yeah, do that.
Bye and stuff.